You feel it in your chest, not pain, a hum, low static under the skin, a tightness without a name. It appears when the day finally goes quiet, the meeting ends, the phone face down, the house asleep. There it is, subtle voltage, dread with no object. You call it anxiety, you try to fix it. Optimize mornings, cold plunge, meditate, white-knuckle your breath toward calm. Journal, analyze, excavate childhood. You try to numb it. Another drink, another scroll, another purchase, promotion, project, anything to drown the hum. Society gives it a diagnosis, a chemical imbalance, a bug in your code. It tells you you're broken and sells you a cure, a pill, a program, a 10-step plan back to normal, a life of predictable calm. You want to believe it because the feeling disrupts the image of the man who is in control, the man who is fine. Let's be clear, real anxiety and real trauma exist. If your system is overwhelmed, seek help. We do not romanticize illness, but every awakening begins with discomfort. Every metamorphosis requires a crisis. There is a difference between the anxiety of neurosis and the anxiety of metamorphosis. What if the cure is the trap? What if the hum isn't the enemy? What if it's not a bug, but a feature? What if the static isn't noise but a signal from the part of you you've ignored, traded away for comfort and safety? The man you've been, the good, responsible box checker, is no longer enough for the man you're becoming. The lie. Anxiety is only a sickness to be cured. The truth. It is a biological signal that your current life is too small for your potential. Your mind isn't sick. Your life is misaligned. The anxiety is an alarm, the friction between your soul and your circumstances. This isn't weakness. It's strength refusing to stay dormant. The crack beneath the calm. The foundation shifting. This is the truth of a man who is awakening. Part 1. The Cage of Comfort. Your life looks good on paper. The bills are paid. The career path is stable. The routines are efficient. You've built a life that younger you would have envied. Safe, respectable, predictable. You've done everything right. You played by the rules, climbed the ladder, built a wall against chaos. So why can't you breathe? Why does the hum return in the quiet moments? On the drive you've done 1,000 times. In the shower before the mask goes on. In the seconds before sleep, when your guard finally drops? That low voltage of wrongness doesn't mean something's broken. It means something's missing. You tell yourself you should be grateful. You remind yourself others have it worse. Yet the stillness feels like suffocation. That emptiness isn't ingratitude, it's data. The discomfort is not the problem, it's the diagnosis. The real problem is the cage. The enemy isn't anxiety, it's the illusion that comfort equals success. Society sold you the lie that the goal is to avoid pain, risk, and friction. But the human spirit, especially the masculine soul, cannot grow in safety. It needs tension, challenge, expansion. That anxious hum you feel isn't failure. It's your potential rattling the bars of the cage you built. You are not anxious because life is hard. You are anxious because life has become too small for you. You've mistaken the harbor for the destination. The easy life you worked so hard for has become the ceiling pressing down on your chest. And your deeper self, your untamed, unoptimized self, will no longer tolerate it. Part 2. The signal versus the noise. Inside you, two voices compete for control. Both sound urgent. Both feel real. But one drains you and one calls you forward. You must learn the difference. The first is the noise. It's the anxious chatter of the conditioned mind, the echo of old fears, survival programs, unhealed memories. The noise lives in the past and future. It whispers, what if I fail? What if I lose? What if they see through me? It's hot, frantic, circular. It burns energy without direction. The noise wants you to shrink, to hide, to run back to the cage. It calls that place safety, but it's really a prison. Then comes the signal, quieter, deeper, older than thought. It doesn't spin, it hums. It doesn't panic, it presses. The signal is the voice of your potential, felt as a steady pressure in the chest, a gravity pulling you toward expansion. It doesn't ask, what if I lose? It asks the far more dangerous question, what if I never become? The noise is the mind shouting at the body. The signal is the soul speaking through it. One is fear of loss, the other is hunger for growth. The noise drains, the signal awakens. For years you've confused them. You've been taught that all anxiety is the noise, that the goal is silence, stillness, numbness. So you drugged the messenger. You optimized the compass. You called the signal a problem. And in doing so, you muted the one voice trying to guide you home, to the man you were meant to be. Part 3. The Great Shedding. You decide to stop running. You stop trying to fix, to silence, to outthink the hum. You turn toward it. You admit the truth. My life is too small. And the moment you do, everything gets worse. The hum grows louder. The ground beneath you cracks. This is the moment most men turn back. They think they're breaking down. In truth, they're breaking open. What's collapsing isn't your sanity. It's your old identity. The you you've built. The good son, the reliable partner, the professional who always holds it together, was armor. But now that armor has become the cage, the signal is telling you not just that the cage is small, but that you built it. And you are the only one who can dismantle it. This is the shedding. It doesn't feel like enlightenment. It feels like failure. Your work feels hollow. Your relationships feel brittle. The life you built feels like a costume 2 sizes too small. The mask you once wore for safety now suffocates you. But this is not destruction. It's decomposition. The marble must crack before the light within can show. The old structure, built on approval, validation, and fear, must crumble so something real can rise. The friction you feel is the space between the man you pretend to be and the man you truly are. Your job now is not to fix the cracks, not to patch the armor, just to stay, breathe, let it fall away. The collapse is not the end. It's the clearing, the space where the real work begins. Part 4. The 3 Messengers. The signal doesn't stay abstract. It doesn't whisper forever. When ignored, it enters your life through messengers. They arrive disguised as frustration, disconnection, and pain. Their purpose: to break the patterns that keep you asleep. The first messenger is your career. It speaks through disgust, not boredom. Boredom is gentle. Disgust is cellular. It's that cold dread on Sunday night, the emptiness after a promotion, the moment you realize the game you mastered no longer matters. You look around the boardroom and see masks reciting scripts. A quiet voice says, "What am I doing here?" That's not cynicism. It's the signal. It's your potential demanding purpose, calling you to build something real instead of playing for approval. The second messenger is your relationships. It speaks through disconnection. You look at her, the person you love, and feel a sheet of glass between you. You crave depth, truth, presence, But every conversation feels like small talk in a museum of politeness. You're not falling out of love, you're falling out of illusion. The signal is burning away the masks, forcing you to risk intimacy from the core instead of performing connection from the armor. This is not the end of love. It's the beginning of realness. The third messenger is your body. It speaks through unrest, the tight chest, the clenched jaw, the 3 a.m. wakefulness. You think you're sick, but your body is simply processing change. It's upgrading. The nervous system is recalibrating to carry a higher voltage of truth. Don't drug it into silence. Help it integrate. Breathe deeply. Move, hydrate, ground. Meet the energy with stillness instead of fear. These 3 messengers, your work, your love, your body, are not enemies. They are your most loyal allies. Each one dismantles a layer of the old self, pointing you toward alignment. They are not symptoms of your fall. They are the proof of your rise. Part 5. Listening to the hum. All your life, you've been trained to fight, to fix, to conquer, to control. You treated anxiety like an enemy, declared war on your own nervous system. You tried to think your way out of a feeling you were meant to feel your way through. But the final truth is this: the hum isn't here to be silenced. It's here to be heard. The solution isn't resistance, it's resonance. The signal isn't a problem to solve, it's a message to decode. So when the hum returns, and it will, don't reach for distraction. Don't open the phone. Don't run back to work or noise. Instead, stop, sit in the dark, breathe once, slowly. Place your hand where the energy lives, in your chest, your gut, your throat, and feel it fully. No story, no label, just the raw vibration. Then ask quietly, what are you trying to show me? Not why are you here, or how do I make you stop? But what truth am I avoiding? What step am I afraid to take? Sometimes you'll hear nothing. That's okay. The act of listening is the transformation, because for the first time, you've stopped fighting yourself. You've turned the noise into music. This anxiety is not weakness, it's strength, untamed, rising, refusing to stay dormant. It's the price of admission for a larger life. Most men will spend their years silencing it and call that peace. But silence is not peace, it's suppression. It's the tomb of the man they could have been. The awakened man chooses differently. He doesn't kill the hum. He grows large enough for it to become harmony. This is the shift, from fixing to listening, from curing a sickness to answering a call, from comfort to purpose. When the hum returns tonight, don't fear it. Breathe. Listen. That is your awakening, calling you again. Subscribe if you choose the ocean over the armor. The next video in this series, The Seduction of Silence. The path continues.